going on? I'd be interested to hear your response from this morning, Sunday morning. I look forward to hearing that and hearing what you saw and what you thought and how it went. The fact of the matter is, it was the first Sunday in a month that we've had new people with us, and we had three people with us, two neighbors of Hannah and Stevens, and one of his friends that came with us to spend the morning, share a meal with us, and to see what's going on. So we celebrate that. We're glad for that. We're excited for that. Excited to have those touches and those opportunity to connect with those people. And I interested. I ask you this. Maybe you could share it with me later. Do you know their names? Do you know the names of those three people that were with us? If you do, fantastic. That means you went and talked to them. You're focused on them. You're focused on mission and being connected to others, helping others. If you don't know their names, it might indicate that there wasn't a missional focus as we entered into the morning. We've got room to grow in that area. So behind me, little triangle. Here's my takeaway from the morning, or at least one of them. It's this. I don't think I took an opportunity to explain it very well this morning when the opportunity arose. But in reflection, I think I don't think this is unique to us. I think this is unique. I think this is normal. But typically thinking in terms that we're using back here, I think the mentality is that if we grow enough by having life in community and life on life, if we get far enough our journey, if we can use life and community and life on life to get to the point where we're stable in our faith, we've gone through all the other stages of our journey, and now we're stable. Now we can begin life on mission so that we can multiply. I think that's a pretty typical mentality, but I also think it's wrong. I don't think it's right. I don't think that's the way Jesus operated, and I don't think it's the way he wants us to operate. Because if you look at Jesus with his disciples, they had community. There was 12 men and Jesus that did everything together like a family. There's life on life. You had people like Peter, James, and John that you see Jesus had a very intimate relationship with. It was Jesus' DNA group, if you will. But you also see that from day one, it was on mission. The mentality that Jesus appeared to operate in was that if I take these people, these men, and I put them on mission, but I also give them a community and I also give them life on life instruction where we're going to really dig deep into the depths of who you are. With that threefold type of operating, these men are going to grow up to become multipliers. And that's the way he did it. That's the way he did it. He didn't wait on people to become more stable. You look at Peter, it's like, if he would have waited on Peter to become stable, he probably would have never sent him out on mission. But in fact, when Peter was a loose cannon and still making all kinds of mistakes, and when Thomas was still doubting Jesus, I need to see the holes in your hands. It's like, you look at these men. You look at John and James and they still got their mom entering the picture saying, I want my son to sit next to you in the kingdom of heaven. It's like the arguments and the disagreements and the instability of this group was incredible. Yet Jesus thought it best to send them out two by two on mission from the beginning. Even in the chaos, he was sending them out on mission, and they were focused on others. They were focused on helping others. They were not focused on growing themselves to where they become valuable for others. They knew that in the helping of the others, number one, they would come to understand the gospel more fully. Number two, they would grow up to become more like Christ, who is always focused on others. And he says, have the mind of Christ, who does nothing out of selfish ambition, but considers others as more important than himself. Philippians 2. So I want to correct maybe what historically has been a misconception, and maybe we're even carrying into this. It's we're not going to grow up to be fully formed disciples and then go out on mission. We need life and community, life on life, and life on mission, all three simultaneously in order to grow up. and it's the mission that helps us understand the gospel and grow up into becoming more like Christ each day. We'll never become like Christ by focusing on self-help. We'll always become like Christ by focusing on helping others. I want to just point out some wins. Hannah and Stephen, by having their neighbors there, that's a product of them being focused on others for the last 6 months. That's a product of them spending time sharing meals, playing video games, just doing whatever it takes to spend time with neighbors. And they're with us this morning to hear about the journey and to hear the gospel. And so we just want to recognize that and say that because they're friends and because they're neighbors, they had people with us this morning. And that's an incredible thing. That's an incredible thing. That's life on mission. And following up on that, this morning, get to have a really great practical discussion with them about how it looks to do better, what they're doing well, where we can adjust and become more effective in this missional living mentality. So here's what I want to lay out for next week. I think we agree, or at least those that I've talked to, we agree that it would be a very big mistake to go back to the station right now and just go back to fall into the pattern that we had before. So I want to lay this out and see who wants to open themselves to open their home for next Sunday. Who wants to host in the same fashion that Hannah and Stephen did today? And actually, you don't even have to want to host, but who's going to host? Who's going to take that step in belief and say, you know what? I don't know that I'm really equipped to live on mission, but if living on mission is what equips me, then I'm going to open up and I'm going to host so that my friends and neighbors can come and I can host them. I can host our church family, and we can see what God would do when we share another meal in another setting, so that another group of friends and neighbors can come and be introduced into what God may be wanting to do here. So I'm asking who's going to host for us next week. We'll get you on the schedule, begin to plan with you, and begin to help with you to see what that looks like. In the chance that somebody doesn't step up to host, I'm strongly considering maybe just taking a week off and seeing, regrouping and seeing where we're at. So let's lay that out there. If you're up this week, let me know, and we'll plan on coming to your place, hosting Salt County, and giving you a really good opportunity to invite your friends and neighbors to come check it out. Let me know.